Hi everyone, my name is Lindsay. Thank you so much for joining me here today. Let's just jump straight into it. So what we're going to be talking about today is kind of just where I've been at for the past week, and I really want to share with you just a really honest sort of view of kind of how I've been feeling and how I've been dealing with how I've been feeling. So this week has been a bit rough for me emotionally. Just a little bit, just enough to be an irritation and an issue. And I've just had little things sort of come at me throughout this past week, and kind of a little bit previous to this week, and just kind of, it's all been feeling like it's been building up a little bit. And at the beginning of this week, I listened to a sermon about what it's really like to have a deep relationship with God. And I didn't realize that kind of set the tone for this week. This isn't anything new that I've particularly learnt, but just where I've been at. And as this week has progressed, as minor irritations have come up and just built one on top of the other, and disappointments have come, people have not followed through on things that they said that they were going to do, and I've received bad feedback about some of the things that I've done, and just a whole bunch of things kind of just adding up together has been a bit difficult for me to deal with all at the same time, and stress and all these kind of things. And during this time, a song that a friend of mine wrote a few years ago, I just felt like the craving to go and listen to her music. And this is a girl who I used to live across the hallway from her when we were at college together, and I was actually really blessed to be, across the hall from her as she was going through the creative process for this particular album. And yeah, so this album, I started listening to it earlier this week, and I only got to listen to a handful of the songs before I had to focus and make phone calls and do a few different things for work. But one of the first songs in the album got stuck in my head. One of the ones that I actually did listen to, and it got stuck in my head for the rest of this week. And it's called Song in the Night. And it just kind of goes over the difficulties that we face in those dark nights of the soul. And it says just sing, because Jesus is basically there with you. Like, he's with you. This is all going to be over. It's not going to last. All of this darkness, all of this pain, all of these tears, they're not going to be here forever. So sing. And it's such a weird thing to say, right? Like, when we're in a hard place, it's so, if somebody told you while you're upset about something, if you're going through something rough, oh, just sing, you would not want to be friends with that person. You'd probably give them a dirty look and walk off, or something worse, depending on your attitude. But it's not something that we particularly feel is appropriate to say is just, oh, sing, be happy, all of these kind of things. But when we bring Jesus into the equation, yes, he's absolutely there with us, and he feels our pain, and grieving is an appropriate response to loss and to painful things that go on in our lives. But we actually do have hope. One of the lines in this song refers to the fact that we have hope in Jesus, and so that's why we can sing. So one of the best ways to pull ourselves out of a depressive slump, or any like mental illness that we're sort of heading down the roads towards, not if you're like super stuck in something, but this is sort of just like the more beginning stages, at least. If you are finding yourself focusing heavily on yourself, on your own needs, and the issues that are kind of plaguing you, if you stay focused on those things, it's only going to get worse. The self-involvement, the self-focus is going to drive you further and further into this spiral downwards into this dark place. But if we can take our minds off ourselves for a moment, if we can serve others, if we can, turn our eyes to Jesus and look on his wonderful face, if we can redirect our gaze away from our own issues, away from of like the sin and the pain of this world for a moment, and just look at Jesus and just be in that relationship with him and know that we have hope in him, that this terrible life that we are living in, that this world filled with sin and pain and hurt and war and everything that's going on, that this is not going to stick around forever, that there is an end in sight. If we can turn our eyes away from this and turn our eyes to Jesus and to the hope that we have in him, it's a lot easier to pull ourselves out of that slump. And I remember this song that my friend Kemi wrote. She said she wrote it based off a quote from Charles Spurgeon. I'll see if I can find it for you for a second. It says, it says, "No man can make a song in the night by himself. He may attempt it, but he will find how difficult it is. It is not natural to sing in trouble. Songs in the night come only from God. They are not in the power of man." And I think that's really beautiful. And obviously my friend thought it was really beautiful too, and it inspired her to write this song. "Sing though the shadows taunt you. Sing though your tears abound. Sing though your heart falls to pieces. Sing, oh sing, for the morning will come." And she just talks about that hope that we have. So I just wanted to leave you with that today. And also, in the Psalms, we see a lot of songs that especially David has written that come from this pain and anguish and all of the hurt that he goes through. But at some point in the song, there's usually a place where he turns his face to Jesus and he finds hope and he finds something to look forward to. And so I encourage you, if you're going through a night of the soul at the moment, if you're finding yourself in a place that's struggling, where it's just constantly raining in your heart, I encourage you to look to Jesus. Go through the Psalms and see how David responded when he was persecuted and the people that he loved were turning against him. When all of these things were going on, he turned his face to Jesus, because Jesus, like God, was always there for him. He had a plan for him and he had hope and a future for him. And beyond that, beyond what God has for us in this life, beyond the hope and the plan that he has for us right here, right now, we have an eternity to look forward to in heaven with God. When all of the sin of this world is over and it's judged and it's completely come to an end and there is no more pain, no more suffering, no more crying, no more death, none of those things, that's what we have to look forward to. That is the redemption that God has bought for us on the cross. When Jesus died on the cross, he not only saved us from our sins so we don't have to die, but he's also bought for us this adoption and this redemption, so we get to be a part of God's family. We get to go and live with him in heaven forever and ever, and we get to just be in this beautiful love relationship with God for eternity future. So in a very short period of time, whether that means we live out our days here on earth and we die at the age of 83 or whatever it is, or if something happens more in the meantime, if Jesus comes back sooner than that, or if we come to a terrible calamity of our own in a shorter period of time, whatever it is, we don't have a long time on this planet in the way that it is. When we die or when Jesus comes back, we know that there is hope, that there is a future, that the next thought that we will have when we are resurrected is that this planet will be made new. This planet will be completely free of sin. The universe will be free of sin, and we get to live in perfection and beauty and just love in eternity future with Jesus. So that's what I really want to leave you with today. I really hope that this has helped you and inspired you and encouraged you. Please let me know in the comments below if it has, but I just wanted to let you know that Despite what you've gone through this week, despite the rain in your heart, despite all the pain and the darkness, there is hope, okay? I love you guys, and I'll see you again next Friday. Bye.